After today's event, we will officially be halfway through the Turkey Hill Truck Series Season 8 campaign, and we head to the one and only road course of the season, the greatest road course in NR 2003. We are here at the Watkins Glen International for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175 in the Turkey Hill Truck Series Season number 8. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Watkins Glen International as we are here for race number 9 in Season 8 of the Turkey Hill Truck Series, the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. And today a 13-lap event around this 3.4-mile road course in Watkins Glen, New York, the one and only road course of the season. And with that being said, I think this race is going to be a huge equalizer for the ratings this season. We've obviously seen certain drivers dominate a lot of the intermediate and short tracks we have had so far this year. But coming into this race, we got a couple of new faces starting up front here today. Roberto Crown Jr. won the pole. They are 28th in points coming into this race. And then Joey Hightower starting alongside him there in the number 9 machine. He is 16th in points coming into this event. But the driver leading in the point standings has won the last 2 races here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. That is Sebastian Kukulon. 255 points on the season, an average finishing position of 6.5. He's going to be hard to beat this season the way things are looking, but we're not even halfway through the season. We will be once we are done with today's event, but not quite there yet. We'll have to see how this event goes here at Watkins Glen. Behind Kukulon in the point standings is Eric Drew, who is second in the points, 39 points behind. Laura Chung is 43 points behind. Ethan Lewis is 44 points behind. And Allison Rain, the Texas winner, she is 50 points behind coming into this event. So even though Kukulon has dominated and has pulled away from the field, everybody else right on each other, right behind Kukulon. One mistake out of Kukulon, one last place finish out of the blue. And this championship is wide open once again. Like I mentioned, Roberto Crown Jr. starts on the pole position today in the number 66. They start alongside the number 9 of Joey Hightower, who essentially has the pole, if you want to technically call it. That outside lane is definitely the place to be at the start of these events. We'll have to see what he can do from that outside lane. Run number 2. 2 ladies in the field, Laura Chung and Allison Rain. Of course, both of these drivers have won races this season. 3 wins between these 2 drivers already this year. You could see a 4th one out of one of them here today. Behind those guys, Will Parrish to the inside of Noah Clifton. And you got the 99 of Zach Winkle to the inside of Memphis Fisher. And our points leader, Sebastian Kukulon, to the inside of Chris Reynolds in row number 5. Another driver that's been very solid this season is Ryan Keenan. Only 1 win on the year, but he could easily have 5 wins coming into this race if things have gone a different way. He's alongside the guy who I do believe is last in points coming into this event, Caleb Rose. Let's see if either of those drivers get any advantage in today's event or not. Everybody is rolling off just fine. 13 laps here today at the Watkins Glen International. About a 7 to 9 lap fuel run, so right about halfway in this race, we'll see these guys come down the pit lane for service. And that cycle of pit stops will definitely determine who gets the race victory. Also, turn number 11, the last turn on this road course. Very high speed, very treacherous turn. We saw it come into play in the Haas IndyCar Series. Caleb Rose can tell you all about that. You gotta watch out for that outside walls. These guys tend to overshoot just a little bit. That could be a major factor into who gets the race victory here today. Roberto Crown Jr., Joey Hightower on the front row, 36 drivers strong here for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. It's the only road course of the season, and after today, we will be halfway through the season in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, season number 8. Pace truck is down. Crown Jr., Joey Hightower, green flag in the air. We are underway at Watkins Glen. A good jump there out of Joey Hightower. No surprise to see that outside lane get the advantage, but Roberto Crown Jr., they stayed right with them. That 66 right there in the second position. Allison Rain up to third, and she started on the inside lane there in the third position, I do believe. Actually, I might be wrong with that. She may have started on the outside lane. If she did, that makes sense. Yeah, she did. She started on the outside lane. That's why she's third. And then Noah Clifton there going for third on the number 20 machine. That is for third, and Clifton has an advantage on the inside of the 20. There are two drivers who were strong in the Texas race earlier this season. Well, one of them wrecked out, that being Noah Clifton, who has yet to get a race victory this season, 9th in points. But Joey Hightower looking to get a point towards the championship here if he can lead this lap. Trying to hold off Roberto Crown Jr. side by side there for third, and then Memphis Fisher in 5th. Laura Chung now down to the 6th position after she started in the 3rd position, and it's Will Parrish, Zach Winkle, and Ryan Kinghart. And for the race lead, Roberto Crown Jr. might have a shot here on Joey Hightower on the first lap. Coming to the second lap, Clifton has the advantage on Allison Rain. There's a little bit of contact back in there between Winkle and Kinghart, but they keep it together for the first lap. And Joey Hightower leads lap 1 here at Watkins Glen. A lot of movement back here. Memphis Fisher to the outside of Noah Clifton for 4th. He's got the advantage, and he'll take the position away from the 24 machine. Roberto Crown Jr. is all over the back bumper of Joey Hightower. That 66 definitely appears to be the stronger truck right here. And these two drivers have pulled away from the rest of the field, and with that cycle of pit stops coming in later in the event, these guys definitely want to have an advantage before that cycle begins, and they would have to worry a little bit less about those guys behind them taking any strategy. Fisher going for third now on Allison Rain, and he's going to take that away through the carousel. Great run there for the 32 machine. Memphis Fisher, he started in the 8th position, albeit on the outside lane, but still moved up 4 positions on that first lap, and now looking to take a 5th one away. We go back through the field. Sebastian Kukulon, our points leader. Got Ryan Kinghart making a move on his teammate Zach Winkle. We all know how those ThorSport teammates can be. You know, I said in the last video that I haven't been watching too much NASCAR, but I did kind of catch the end of the truck race at Homestead, and I don't like ThorSport. I don't like the playoffs. That's the problem, okay? You know, but you know, as much as I don't like Stuart Friesen, kind of cheap way to get in. Your teammates just hanging back there. Just saying. And the whole NASCAR playoffs is really cheap. But enough about that. We got a strict points format here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. We don't have to worry about that here. Roberto Crown Jr. knows that too. He wants to get some points here on the 9 of Joey Hightower. Hightower wide again, and they're side by side for the race lead once again. And this time, Roberto Crown Jr. is going to get the lap led, so that's a bonus point for them. They remain side by side, but Crown Jr. will clear entering turn number 1. Great move there out of the 66 and our pole sitter back out front here at Watkins Glen. Memphis Fisher there in 3rd. Allison Rain, Noah Clifton, the top 5. Laura Chung, Will Parrish, Ryan Kinghart, Zach Winkle, Chris Reynolds holding off our points leader Sebastian Kukulon there, who currently runs 11th. Take a look through the entire field here, see if you're somewhere back in here. A lot of guys have been deep in the field pretty much this entire season. It's been pretty clear who the good drivers have been, and definitely have to see if it stays that way throughout the season. But guys like Allison Rain and Noah Clifton, Laura Chung, they've all been up front this season. Ryan Kinghart, Sebastian Kukulon, all inside the top 10 now. Kukulon making a move for 10th around Chris Reynolds. However, they're all led by a driver who really hasn't been up front that much this season, and Roberto Crown Jr. Great to see them run well. They actually had a wreck at Rockingham a couple of weeks ago in the last race that we had, but only one top 10 for Roberto Crown Jr. coming into this event. So definitely very welcome sight for that 66 team, seeing Roberto drive that to the front. Got a battle here for the 4th position between Noah Clifton and Allison Rain. And then you also have Ryan Kinghart and the 02 of Will Parrish back in there side by side. Ryan Kinghart moving up to the field very well. I'd watch out for Memphis Fisher, though. He's been one of the faster drivers in this race. As a matter of fact, he has the fastest lap in this race so far. You could see another battle for the race lead between Hightower and Crown Jr. And Hightower trying to get this inside lane to work, but he's going to be on the inside through turn 1. It may open the door for Memphis Fisher to go somewhere, and, well, there's no hole in between those drivers to make a move. But Hightower trying to hang tough on that inside lane through turn 1, but that outside lane just gets so much momentum. And now that's where Memphis Fisher is in the 32. He's got to run to the outside of Hightower. He's going to take second away. Roberto Crown Jr. now is going to be under fire from the 32 machine. Allison Rain trying to hold these guys off behind her. Noah Clifton actually fell back to 6th right there. After he actually was 4th across the line, but must have gotten stuck in that inside lane. And here we go for the race lead. Memphis Fisher looking on Roberto Crown Jr. Nothing there for the 32 at the moment. He's going to try. He's going to definitely have an opportunity at some point. That 32 is much faster than pretty much this entire field at this point. Laura Chung has a run to the inside of Allison Rain. And both of these ladies have been doing an excellent job this season. And they've been consistently up front, and they're only 7 points off of each other as well. So they definitely have put on a great show this season. Laura Chung, 2 wins at Atlanta and Texas World. And, of course, Allison Rain getting that win at Texas. Memphis Fisher looking to get the win here at Watkins Glen as he's got to run to the inside in turn 8. Not going to have the advantage on the 66 quite yet. And through turn 9, the 66 will have the advantage on the inside lane. Also following with this battle here between the ladies of Laura Chung, Allison Rain. And then you also have the 75 machine as well. Sebastian Kukulon finding his way around Zach Winkle. But back up front, Memphis Fisher, he might have the advantage right here on the inside through turn 11, but he's going to really take it slow there, and Crown Jr. gets the run on the outside. Chung's going to take 4th away from Allison Rain. Roberto Crown Jr. remains out front here at Watkins Glen. Any of these 3 guys could still win this race. Hightower's been keeping up with Fisher and Crown Jr. here, so I would not count out Hightower yet for this race victory. I wouldn't count out Laura Chung either. She's been really fast here in this one, and she could definitely have a good opportunity at finding her way into that race lead if she has a nice pit stop. I mean, all 5 of these guys, top 5, are within 2 seconds of each other, and we're 4 laps into this race. So any of them could have a good pit stop. Come in 1 lap earlier, you're going to get an advantage on the tires, I do believe, and that could definitely be the difference. Of course, we're on the road course, and it goes without saying, you know, if you have a road course race on my channel, there's no cautions. But in case you're new, you know, we don't do cautions on the road courses, so if a wreck happens, it just happens. We just keep on going on. So that's what makes these road courses so hard to win at times, because you're not going to get a reset to have an opportunity to go back for the race lead. Once that green flag drops, you keep on going until the checkered flag, and you have that pit stop in there that can easily determine who gets the race victory, but no cautions on these road course events. These guys definitely have to be careful, and if you wreck out, you know, and if you fall back, you make one mistake, you're probably not going to get that back. So you have to be perfect on these road courses in order to get these road course race victories, and that's what these guys are going to be attempting to do here. And all these guys still right on each other here, and any of them can still get the race victory, and all of them are still on the racetrack. No issues in this race. It's great to see. Nice clean race so far. I like seeing clean races. But as the tires wear out here, you may see a little bit of a different sign there. Allison Rain, now she is really going for it here. They're crossing. They're 5 laps complete. She'll have 8 laps to go as we got a little contact. Chris Tejada and Nathan Stapleton there. Wondering if there's an issue on that 20 machine, because that is very early to be coming down. Now, she can make it to the end on fuel. Like I said, a 7 to 9 lap fuel run for these guys here. I just don't know if that strategy is going to pay off, because she's going to really be on worn tires near the end of the run. And the guys who come in a little bit later here are going to be at the advantage. But I do expect Allison Rain to possibly take the race lead. She took some tires there, and she's off the racetrack, so it was not a full-blown issue. That was a regular pit stop, and she's going to get back out there on lap 6 with a clean racetrack ahead of her as well. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Roberto Crown Jr., the lead in this race hasn't been under a second the entire time, which is great to see. You don't always see that here at Watkins Glen. Don't always see it on the road course especially. One thing we are seeing, Ryan Kinghart moving to the inside of Noah Clifton for what will provisionally be 5th for the time being. And then Kukulon's also moving up in the 75 machine as well. He's got a great chance at winning here today and for the race lead. Once again, Memphis Fisher on the inside, but it's now the outside. But if he can hold this outside lane, he may be able to have a shot on this 66. If he can hold it on the inside through turn 11, he may not even have to do that. Ooh, he had a shot at possibly clearing them before turn 10. Gonna go above the curb right there, but he's got the advantage into the corner. Roberto Crown Jr. up wide, and Fishers is gonna go ahead, come down the pit lane. And I think Roberto Crown Jr. was gonna try to do that too, and he missed the pit lane. Oh boy, that's not going to be good for the 66. Got put in the outside lane. Everybody else is coming down right here. Brian Webb also missed the pit lane back in there. The entire field, except for Allison Rain, coming down right here. So we'll have to see how this affects the event. Joey Hightower in the number 9 with that second pit stall, but Roberto Crown Jr. missed their pit stall. So they're now still out there and out of the way for Hightower. Hightower may get the advantage. No, Fisher's going to beat him off. But there's Allison Rain in the 20. She's well out ahead of the field. Thing is, will those tires wear out on that number 20 machine? Ryan Kinger gained some positions right there. He got ahead of Clifton. He was battling with him on the racetrack there. That 66 lost a ton of time. Massive amount of time trying to get into the pit lane when he was clearly way too wide on the corner to be able to do so. Good thing for Roberto Crown Jr. is he'll have enough fuel to make it to the end. Obviously, should not be a problem for anyone with the exception of Allison Rain. Let's have to see. It was 7 to go when those guys crossed the line. Obviously, you can make it on 7 to go, as Roberto Crown Jr. and Brian Webb are both showing us at the time. But once it's all said and done, Allison Rain will be our new race leader because there's no way Roberto Crown Jr. is going to be able to beat those guys off considering the issues he had. He lost, like I said, a lot of time trying to come down the pit lane on the last lap there. Thankfully, he has a clean racetrack here, but definitely not the strategy he wanted in this event. Brian Webb will also come down, currently second, but he'll be down the pit lane. And then there is who will provisionally be your new race leader, Allison Rain, in the number 20. Done an excellent job this season. 5th in points coming into this race. Grabbed the win at Texas. That's her only top 5 so far this season. But good opportunity for her here at Watkins Glen. Possibly take a race victory home. Oh, but she's got another issue, unfortunately, and she's coming down the pit lane. Not entirely sure what's wrong, but it's not going to work out for her. Memphis Fisher will now officially take the race lead away. That is a shame there for Allison Rain, and they must not have gotten either enough fuel in there or missed a tire. A couple other guys in the back of the field coming down. Eric Drew in the 22 machine, who's second in points. Chris Tejada in the 15 machine. Shane Lake, Nathan Stapleton, Nicholas Samadillo, and Derek Ham. A lot of guys from the back of the field coming down the pit lane right there. I'm wondering if there are concerns about being able to make it on fuel. I think our race leaders are fine. Obviously, Roberto Crown Jr., who did get off there fairly well. They're now in the 5th position. They showed us that you can, in fact, make it on 7 laps, which is how long these guys had to go after they were done with their pit stops. So now you have Memphis Fisher leading the field. Joey Hightower, Laura Chung, Ryan Kingart, and Roberto Crown Jr. the top 5. Noah Clifton, battle here between Winkle and Will Parrish. Sebastian Kukulon, Caleb Rose inside the top 10. He really had himself a weekend when IndyCar came here. Let's put it that way. I think he finished second in both races. Should have won the first one. But definitely, considering the season Caleb Rose has had so far here in the trucks, great to see him have a good run here in the 10th position. So we'll see what the differential is this time around. Memphis Fisher a little wide there through the corner, but Hightower's going to hit the wall. That might bring in Laura Chung and Ryan Kingart here. They got to be careful. But Joey Hightower definitely going to be a bit of a disadvantage right there as he tapped the outside wall. A 2-second lead for Memphis Fisher right now. He's got a lap led now, so he's got a bonus point towards the championship. Memphis Fisher 17th in points coming into this season. Coming into this race, I should say. He won the pole at Darlington earlier on in the season, but since then we really haven't seen too much of him. 1 top 5 on the season, 3 top 10s. Laura Chung is all over the back bumper of Joey Hightower for the race lead. He's going to be moving to the outside, and Chung is going to make the move to the inside of him for the second position. And she's going to easily take that one away, I do believe, but Hightower might fight here. Now, watch out for Laura Chung in this race. She might have a very good opportunity of catching up to Memphis Fisher and possibly stealing her 3rd win of the season. That'd be a 1/3 of the races we've run this season, if she could pull that off. They're still side by side. Ryan King are right back in there as well. He knows there's a great opportunity for him. The thing is, Kukulon's still top 10. No one's going to gain significantly on Kukulon. However, we're going to be halfway through the season once this race is done. And with that being said, you chip away at that points lead. All you got to do is finish ahead of them. You got 10 races to do it. Start now. You might still have a shot at that championship come to Homestead on Christmas Day. A bit of a tradition to do the finale of the series on Christmas Day, and you know, looking forward to that. I think Hightower's going to hit the wall again. He's going to miss it. It's a close one there for the number 9. Laura Chung not going to be able to take that position away. Hightower holding strong. Hightower's done an excellent job in this race. I will say Roberto Crown Jr. has fallen off a little bit. They got enough damage to really mess with how well they're running right here. In Clifton, Winkle, Kukulon, they're all going to be trying to get around this 66 machine here. Will Parrish there inside the top 10, and then Caleb Rhodes in the 10th position right there in the 25. Great runs for Chris Reynolds and Josh Williamson, as well as a couple other guys who have had terrible seasons, who are running just outside the top 10 here at Watkins Glen. Our next race is at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. That'll be a fun one around that technically 2/3 of a mile racetrack. Be a lot of fun going there. First time the trucks have ever gone to IRP as well, but it'll only be a 50-lap race. It'll be a short one there for the Lucas Oil 200 in the 10th race of the season. But we got a few short tracks coming up. We got that. Iowa's a short track. Gateway is also legally a short track in terms of the ratings, and I would like to apologize for making that mistake. Didn't realize that the chassis type was what affected the short track ratings, or vice versa, I should say. It's what correlates there. The ratings correlate to the track type, chassis type, excuse me, not the track type. And the chassis type for Gateway is a short track chassis, so those with the short track ratings are going to be good at Gateway. We'll get that right for when we do the Wawa Cup Series next year. But hopefully that didn't affect how you chose your ratings too much, because that's really the only other track that is a short track that I didn't initially list as being a short track. So just Gateway. Laura Chung makes the move on Hightower for second. Ryan Kingart there in the 98 is fourth, and you got Roberto Crown Jr. there in fifth. Clifton, Winkle, Kukulon, Parrish, and Rose still the top 10. And Eric you know what? Caleb Rose is not last in points. He's 29th. I'm looking right at it. Eric Monaco's last in points. It's been like over 2 weeks since I've done anything related to NR, so I'm a little bit out of the loop. I'm sorry. Makes sense. We're not on a loop-based track. You know, this is, I mean, it is a loop, but it's not an oval loop. I don't know what I'm saying. All of the tracks we go to are loops. Hey, you get smarter every day. Laura Chung trying to close in, but she may have made her move on Hightower a little too late right there. I don't know if she's going to have enough time to close in to the 32 machine. You got Ryan and Kingart there in the 98 running fourth, and Crown Jr. holding on. They've actually pulled away there from the rest of the field, so they're kind of in their own little island right there right now. And so is Memphis Fisher, but I think that 61 is closing in. The downside is it's only going to be 2 laps to go next time by. And I just don't see that really happening for the 61, a track like this. but I could be wrong. We'll have to see how it all shakes out here. 2 laps to go for Memphis Fisher, and if he keeps doing that, Laura Chung's going to be right up that 32's rear bumper. Ryan King are also going to make a move for 3rd now, and that lead went down by half. Battle here, Winkle and Clifton. And Zach Winkle trying to find his way to the inside of Noah Clifton. Clifton will stay on the outside lane. Now it's going to be interesting. Laura Chung has a legitimate chance of winning this race now. She is right there in the 2nd position, and she closed in by over a second that last lap. And you know, Memphis Fisher, all he's got to do basically is keep a clean race, and he's got the race victory, but I don't know. Laura Chung definitely, you know, overall a stronger team this season in that 61. Just have to see if they can get the advantage here or not. Memphis Fisher has done everything right in this race. Everything right. Speaking of which, you know, I'm curious to see where Allison Rain fell back to. She had her issue. She came down a 2nd time, and she's currently 26th, 27 seconds behind. So a tough break for Allison Rain because she could have easily jumped in the points a little bit right there, and that's not going to be the case. So going to be a mad dash to the finish here. I think Laura Chung's closing in some more right here. I would watch out for Ryan Kinghorn as well. And Roberto Crown Jr. is also closed in on Joey Hightower. That could get interesting right there for the 4th position. Memphis Fisher. Going to be the white flag next time by here in the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. He's got to be careful through this corner. Not to hit that outside wall again because Laura Chung could eat that up. Oh, he's coming down the pit lane. He didn't have enough fuel. He ran out of fuel, and we got contact between Ryan Kinghorn and Joey Hightower. And a couple of these guys couldn't make it. Clifton as well is down the pit lane. Oh my goodness. Stover and Monaco back in the field. Reggie Fogelman. They couldn't make it. That one extra lap and they couldn't make it. And Memphis Fisher may have just handed this win right over the Laura Chung, but Ryan Kinghart's right there. He's had so many races go the opposite way, where he's dominated the event and lost near the end. It could be the opposite for him right here at Watkins Glen, if he can close in that 61. And if he gets close enough, he can pressure into making a mistake on that final corner, he could get the race victory. What a shame there for especially Clifton and Memphis Fisher, running out of fuel right at the end of the race. That fuel window was 6 to 7 laps, guys. That wasn't an 8-lap fuel window. I apologize for the misinformation. Roberto Crown Jr. there in the 66. They're going to move the inside. They don't have to worry about fuel. They came in past halfway. And so they can go all out here on this final lap, but so is the 61. She's not wasting any time here trying to pull away from Ryan Kinghart. She's got to be careful in that final corner, though. We've seen so many races get lost in that final corner. Saw a race get lost on the penultimate lap of this race with Memphis Fisher coming down the pit lane. Laura Chung trying to get her 3rd win of the season in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Ryan Kinghart is right there. So is Roberto Crown Jr. All she needs to do is get through this turn cleanly. She's a little wide, but she's not going to hit the wall. She's going to get her 3rd win of the season. Laura Chung wins the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. Ryan Kinghart, Roberto Crown Jr., and Joey Hightower make up the top 4, with Zach Winkle, I do believe, coming across the line in 5th. My, oh my. Caleb Rose couldn't make it to the end. He'll finish 12th, though. Still a good run for him. And they continue the finish, and there's Memphis Fisher, finishing all the way back. The 21st position. Such a shame there for those guys. You just never know what to expect. I know that's my fault. But hey, that's the way it rolls sometimes, you know? Laura Chung gets it done here at Watkins Glen. Her 3rd win of the season. Atlanta, Texas World, and Watkins Glen. Those are 3 good tracks to get wins at. They are still coming across the line. The standings are not official as of yet, but we do know that Laura Chung is the race winner here from the Watkins Glen International. Like I said, her third win of the season here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and a great job done out of that team just staying in the fight. But Memphis Fisher, you see him right there, 21st. Officially now 21st, as they are now official. Ryan Kinghart, Roberto Crown Jr., Joey Hightower, and Zach Winkle. Great run for Kinghart and Laura Chung. Both of those drivers specifically trying to catch up to Kukulon, but Kukulon finished 7th in this race. The only downside for Kukulon, he did not lead a lap in this event, so that could go against his favor right there. Had some issues back in there. Sam Medeo and Derek Hamill had issues right there at the end of the day. And I think some guys ran out of fuel. Jonathan Logan, Casey Nanico, and I think Caleb Rose as well pretty much ran out of gas there at the end. It's still a good finish for Caleb Rose, but none of these races have been normal. Why can't we just have a normal race? I guess it takes some time and effort to do that, and I haven't put as much time and effort into this as I used to. But, you know, it is what it is, you know. Hey, Laura Chung gets it done here at Watkins Glen. What a race that was. Fun race, regardless of all the pit strategy there. We had like 5 different leaders here at Watkins Glen in only 13 laps, so a lot of parity in this one. But Laura Chung gets it done, and she's definitely going to be a threat to win this championship as well. It could be between Laura Chung and Sebastian Kukulon this season here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. We'll have to see how it all goes down. Next race, like I said, Indianapolis Raceway Park. Another short track on the schedule here for the Lucas Oil 200. Only 50 laps in that race, so it could get a little interesting right there, but qualifying will definitely be big in that event. But we're going to do a cycle of pit stops in that race. I don't know why, but we're going to try it at least. But that'll be sometime soon. At some point, that might not just being next week, but at some point we'll do a second race in a week to just catch up so that we can have the finale on Christmas Day. Another thing is, too, we got the Thanksgiving 500 coming up in less than a month. Best special event on the channel. Indianapolis 250 is not a special event, it's part of a series. It's the preference right there. Best special event, pretty much the only special event we do on the channel anymore. But that is coming up. We're going to do the Thanksgiving 500, and the sign-ups for that will be in the Discord. Everything's going to Discord now. So, be in the Discord for sign-ups for anything going on in the future on the channel. I don't want to do YouTube comment sign-ups anymore. It just, I don't know. I don't like doing that. But yeah. That'll be coming up. A lot of great things coming up on the channel. And excited for it. Excited for next year as well. Gonna try to do the Wawa Cup Series, all that stuff. We should have a lot of fun with that, and looking forward to seeing how that all goes down. But congratulations to Laura Chung getting the race victory here at Watkins Glen, and only led 2 laps, but she can thank crew chief on Memphis Fisher's car for not putting the fuel in the truck to make it to the end of the race. It's the way it works out sometimes. Here are the points for the Turkey Hill Truck Series, halfway through the season, 9 races left to go, and we'll see you guys next time at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Congratulations to Laura Chung, and I will see you guys later.